All right, guys, let's talk about the giant, Palantir, the biggest move, one of the biggest moves we've seen here. And look at this. This thing has just outrageously been good. I'm going to show you guys a trick on how to play both sides of this coin. The minute, obviously, this isn't a strong uptrend, and we can trade this strong uptrend. But we can play both sides, and the minute this gets too overextended, I will show you guys how to get really precise entries on here. So I will be looking to buy puts on Palantir on a certain condition, and I will be looking to buy calls when we meet a certain condition too. So when we see a strong uptrend on the daily, when you see like this red band here, that is a sell zone. That means you should never buy Palantir unless it pulls back to your EMAs. When you hit this red band, which is my Keltner channel, I have it extreme settings where if it hits that, we're pretty overextended. So when we come back to this EMA 10, that is considered a buy zone. And we can expect to hit this multiple times before we break through it. For example, you see how we do this massive move up. We get in right in here, and we have this massive move of continuation. Obviously, no one knows how high this can go, but that was a 36%. The next move down, we hit this 10, and we shoot right up because that is where algos are looking at it. So right on from the 10 to here is an 8% so far. I think this can keep going, but I will say, though, the more times we hit this 10, the more times we can go to the next level, which is the EMA 20, which is going to fluctuate up in here. But you guys want to know how to play both sides of the coin here. So when you see price does not touch this EMA 5 in over 5 days, around that 5-day mark, you can look to buy puts if we're at this ATR 4 here. So you don't just buy right away. So if you just hit this right here, doesn't mean you get in right away, right? Especially on an earnings. The earnings can make it go overextended, and that's why it takes time for the algos or the indicators to come back to where they should be. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On this fifth daily candle, you can see you're clearly above this red band, you're touching it, so we would look to short it back to the EMA 7. So right here, you would make some money. It goes up against you. If you didn't sell it here, you buy some more, and your first target is always the EMA 5, and that's where you would sell it. And then look at this. You have a beautiful bounce right on that EMA 5. So, I mean, what a lot of times I do is I will try to play the EMA 5 maybe one time, and then I look to play the 10 and the 20 because it's a lesser value. But you can see we bounce here, then we go to the 10, we bounce, and then as you can see right here, we had this massive pump all the way up here. But as you can see, we all are due for the EMA 10. We haven't touched this EMA 10 in 1104. Look at this to a T. We touched it at 1211. That means if we have not touched the EMA 10 in over a month, and we see price coming up to this upper band, and look at to a T, the algos short this. It was just not sustainable. And I'm not saying it can't go higher. It's just we're due for a pullback. And how big is that pullback was massive on options here. This was a 16% pullback in a couple days. And the reason why I like playing against the trend sometimes is because you'll get massive reversal candles here. And I can show you plenty of companies where I've traded it, where, Tesla, Nvidia. And I'll show you right now. I remember I shorted Nvidia. Nobody wanted to short Nvidia on this beast here. Same setup Palantir had. You see how we haven't hit this EMA 10 since this candle here? It's physically touching it, 514. We go all the way up here is 621. Anything they don't touch in 1 month is considered extremely long. And so what happened here, look at this. Beautiful, not touching this EMA 5. We come all the way up to touch this ATR 4, and then we shoot down, making a massive move down. And that was a big move down in a short amount of time. If you guys do options, you guys know a 16% drop going your way in 3 days is massive, especially for bigger cap stocks, and it goes down lower and lower. And that's really what I'm saying. I can show you Tesla, the same strategy that works on Tesla. And actually, this one's coming up to be a short. As you can see, we didn't touch the EMA 5 in roughly 5 daily candles. We had this explosive move up, and we take it down for a short to the 5. Did I expect to go near to the 10? No. And you can see multiple times on one of the hardest companies in the world to short. Just like Palantir, if we don't have EMA 5 time distance, we wait about that 5 to 6 daily candle mark. And so right in here, you would start shorting it on this candle here, and then you would accumulate, obviously, because we know we want to stay in line with this EMA 5, and you get this massive reversal candle down of 14%. Nothing's perfect. You're not going to get the most precise entry, but you get the process of how I'm doing the trading against the trend. Obviously, this is going against the trend, so you don't want to hold these too long, right? We know price is generally going to keep going up until we start breaking these levels. So my next loading zone is, since I touched the 5 once, you play it. You touch the 10, um, I see a little weakness, so I would look to play the 20 now. That's my next area. So we hit the 10, we bounce. This is the next area I would look to play, and then after we bounce on the 20 and it goes through, then I look to play the 50. That's the safest way I do it with playing against the trend. And then also you can look at the weekly too. This is why I feel like shorting this thing every time it goes up into that ATR4. Obviously, I don't trade it by the weekly because it doesn't give me like precise entries, but I can see on the weekly we're extremely overextended. On the monthly, we're extremely overextended. So really, me going long on this is probably going to be pretty hard. If it ever guts up to this ATR4, then I'm going to short it every time, right? And it could give me some EMA 5 time distance because you usually don't just take one candle to touch this, it gets a couple. But yeah, I would watch out because weekly and monthly are showing extreme overextensions. On the daily, we haven't touched the EMA 20 since 1104, so we could easily just drop down to that. And then on the EMA 50, look at this. We haven't touched this thing. Obviously, this EMA is harder to predict, but 806 is the last time, so we could definitely head on down to that area too. So like I said, I'm bullish long term on Palantir on these reversions to the mean. Once we go down, I go up, but I'm going to play both sides of the coin is what I'm saying. I showed you guys the best companies in the world how to short these things when they get overextended. I don't use RSI. I don't use, a lot of stochastics. The only one I use is the KDJ, and, I don't use it like to a T. I just like to look at it like, if I see numbers like over 90, it's like this candle here. You see how this K was a 90.11? That's extreme, right? So you could easily short that for that reversion to the mean. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to join the premium Discord, click the link down below in the YouTube comments below. It'll be pinned, and it'll say join the premium Discord for my alerts and system. And if you guys want to be a part of a community for probably the lowest price you'll ever find on Discord, that gives you high percentage of values alerts that win over 90% of the time easily with this strategy. I just showed you how to trade with the trend and how to trade against the trend on a very unique way of tools, and it just makes sense. If you have two eyeballs, you can see why you would short Palantir right here. You haven't touched this EMA 10 in forever. Your chances of going down, obviously, your probabilities are in your favor, just like taking this trade to this EMA 5. This was a nice little scalping. I mean, not even scalping, make nice, massive returns. And when I'm doing options, I'm not doing not doing weekly. I'm doing a month out. So if I'm looking to buy puts, I'll do one in the money a month out, so it's safe. Because if I want to accumulate, then I just feel much easy with it. But yeah, if you guys want to join the Discord, hit the link down below. I'll say join the premium Discord. Click day trade alerts if you want access to all the tiers, day trades and swing trades, and get this for only $12 a month. And if you do that, you'll have access to my live streams, premium chat where I'll be in, one-on-one coaching, everything you need. If you just want day trades, then sure, I can lower the cost to just $6 a month. It's just whatever's up to you, less than the price of a Happy Meal. But if you read on my server shop or server subscriptions, it'll show up the 2 tabs that I offer. So I hope you guys enjoyed this analysis. I just wanted to give you guys a fair warning. That's what I'm kind of am more bearish on Palantir do for the short term. I really do want to see price come back now to this 20 and 50. 50, I'll probably be a little more bullish on it. And then you can also see on the weekly too. You see how the weekly is a bigger, stronger candle. And I do this a lot with my following the trend strategy. We trade this EMA 5 a lot, and then we'll trade this EMA 10 on this next go here. And then we trade it's like a ladder, because once they hit these levels, you get those nice balances. And they can bounce, 10% easy on those levels. So, but yeah, you can see massive uptrend on Palantir. It's going to take a while to wreck this trend. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you guys in the Discord, and happy trading.